election battle of 2025, and we'll bring you all the twists and turns. One of the big factors is the M factor, and today we are seeing every political party in Bihar wooing the M's, the Mahilas. The woman voter has never been more important than in elections 2025, and we will therefore look at that woman voter and what political parties are doing to woo them. That's going to be our top focus here on To The Point. But first, as always, it's time for the headlines. Rashtriya Janata Dal now joins the push to consolidate women votes in Bihar. Tejasvi Yadav promises government jobs and a 30,000 monthly salary for Jivika Didis if chosen to power. The BJP has already given them 10,000 rupees. After India Today's relentless coverage, Tamil Nadu government swings into action against Chennai's potholes. Repair work begins after a reportage, crater-like potholes being filled up in Chennai.
We're glad to report that India Today's story coverage on the monsoon rains have made impact on the ground. As we have spoken on this matter right now, work is in progress where people are here. They have brought in M-Sand and they are covering the road, and also they have brought in a JCB.
First pictures of fugitive Mehul Choksi's cell inside Mumbai's Arthur Road jail. India submitted these photos to Belgian authorities to counter his claims about poor prison extradition. Choksi's options now limited in Belgium. US President Donald Trump dials Prime Minister Modi to give him Diwali wishes. Prime Minister uses the occasion to underscore India's firm stance against terrorism. A meeting between the two leaders could take place later this month at the ASEAN Summit in Malaysia. After Mohsin Naqvi refuses to hand over Asia Cup trophy, BCCI set to escalate issue, take up the matter during ICC meet in November, ask for action against Pakistan. And Congress spokesperson Shama Mohammed stirs a controversy by accusing Gautam Gambhir and selectors of religious bias in not selecting Sarfraz Khan for the India A team. The BJP hits back, accuses Shama of dividing people even on the cricket field. But to the Bihar, breaking news coming in from battleground Bihar, where both sides, the Mahagathbandhan and the NDA, the two main alliances, are gearing up for the campaign. The real struggle for seat sharing has been in the opposition Mahagathbandhan. Now Rajasthan Chief Minister, former Rajasthan Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot has been drafted in by the Congress to try and resolve issues with Lalu Prasad, and Gehlot has tweeted a picture of meeting AICC Bihar leader, Bihar in charge Krishna Alavaru, and Lalu Prasad Yadav and Tejasvi Yadav, claiming a successful meeting has been held and they will address the press tomorrow to clarify everything. A dozen seats at the moment are still tangled, where you could witness friendly fights, as they are being called, within the opposition Mahagathbandhan. So Ashok Gehlot now has been sent to contain the damage in the Mahagathbandhan, meeting both Lalu Prasad and Tejasvi Yadav. Okay, now while Gehlot is tweeting that the talks have been successful, we're also getting breaking news on the other side, because Chirag Paswan, the Lok Janshakti Party leader and union minister from Bihar, has now targeted the Mahagathbandhan, claiming that when they should be out campaigning, they should leave their AC rooms and go out to campaign. What are the leaders of the Mahagathbandhan doing? No one is ready to come out of their rooms. They are commenting on the health of Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar, who's campaigning on the ground. Where is Rahul Gandhi? Chirag Paswan taking that battle into the opposition camp. Listen in to Chirag Paswan.
महागठबंधन has collapsed completely, पूरी तरीके से धराशायी हो गया. तो जो लोग मुख्यमंत्री जी के ऊपर उंगली उठा रहे हैं, उनको सीखना चाहिए कि कितनी चिंता के साथ दिन रात वो बिहार और बिहारियों के लिए कार्य कर रहे हैं. आप लोग क्या कर रहे हैं? अपनी महत्वाकांक्षाओं के लिए रोटी के हिस्से पे हिस्से किए जा रहे हैं. इसको इतना हिस्सा, इसको उतना हिस्सा. वही हम लोग एकजुटता के साथ आज हम लोग तमाम इंडिया के नेता गए हैं प्रचार के लिए. क्या कर रहे हैं ये लोग? प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस कर रहे हैं. मुख्यमंत्री बनेंगे तो ऐसा करेंगे, मुख्यमंत्री बनेंगे तो अरे भैया तुम गठबंधन तो संभाल नहीं पा रहे और बात कर रहे हो तुम बिहार संभालने की.
Okay, joining me now, Piyush Mishra and Rohit Singh, correspondents on the spot. Let me come to you, Rohit, first, and I want to come to that meeting that has just taken place between Ashok Gehlot and Lalu Prasad. We are told that Gehlot sent by the Congress leadership because they are desperately trying to ensure these friendly fights that are taking place, all the hitches in the alliance are sorted. Is Ashok Gehlot getting any success in breaking through, or is the Mahagathbandhan now stuck with the possibility of at least 11 to 12 friendly fights? Okay, we'll go to Piyush Mishra. Piyush Mishra, you can tell us what's happening with Chirag Paswan in the last election was taking on Nitish Kumar. This time, he seems to be standing by Nitish Kumar, at least for now.
Well, absolutely. He is also in all praise for Nitish Kumar, and we also heard what he spoke on the rift within the Mahagathbandhan. In fact, NDA is now seems to be standing united. Chirag Paswan and Upendra Kushwaha were the one who had fought independent in 2020 assembly elections, but now they both are with Chirag Paswan, and it is somewhere supporting Nitish Kumar. Rajdeep, why? Because there were around 70% seats where JDU had contested in 2020, where Chirag Paswan had made an effect, and because of his party, various seats were lost by Nitish Kumar, and now this time what we are seeing is to how Chirag Paswan is standing united and is one of the strongest pillars of NDA, and he is also taking part in political campaign of JDU candidates. So this shows as to how NDA is standing united. But on the other side, Mahagathbandhan is still facing a lot of problems. The rift is widening day by day. Though Ashok Gehlot was in Patna today,
I'll go to the Mahagathbandhan. Let me go to the Mahagathbandhan to Rohit Singh. Let me go to the Mahagathbandhan story to Rohit Singh. He's joining us also at the moment. Rohit, we've had these meetings taking place between Lalu Prasad and Ashok Gehlot. Has Ashok Gehlot been able to break the ice, or will the Mahagathbandhan have to live with the fact that there will be these friendly fights?
No, Rajdeep, one thing is very definite, that the friendly fights, that is the 12 seats, assembly seats where Mahagathbandhan is pitted against the Mahagathbandhan, that is going to happen, because tomorrow is the last day of withdrawal of nominations, and I don't see that anyone is willing to budge, whether it's RJD or the Congress. But what really has happened today in that crucial meeting is that they have tried to iron the differences at least, because the perception that was being created that there is massive rift in the Mahagathbandhan. In fact, there was complete breakdown of talks between the RJD and the Congress, and that was sending out a very wrong signal. And that is why we have seen that today the Congress top brass sent Ashok Gehlot to Patna as an emissary, who spoke to Lalu Prasad and Tejasvi Yadav. And finally, they have tried to break the ice. They are back to the talking tables. And tomorrow what we are learning is, Rajdeep, that a proper press conference of the Mahagathbandhan is all set to take place. Timing is not sure, but tomorrow the Mahagathbandhan leaders will be meeting together. A press conference will take place and a message will be tried to send out that now all the differences are over. The Mahagathbandhan is united, and then they will in fact begin with their campaigning for the Bihar Assembly elections. But despite that, all those dozen seats where Mahagathbandhan is pitted against Mahagathbandhan, that is going to happen. Back to you.
Right. Okay, Rohit and Piyush, appreciate you joining us with those details. Tejasvi Yadav, remember, is the face in a way of the opposition, and he did a press conference today where he attempted to counter the BJP NDA's attempt to woo women voters. Remember, the BJP under the Mukhyamantri Mahila Samman Yojana has already announced 10,000 rupees to Jivika Didis. These are women who work with self-help groups, and they have been given a one-time 10,000 rupees payment, cash transfer ahead of the elections. And the fact is, more than 1.2 crore women have benefited. Many believe this could be a game changer. So how has Tejasvi Yadav responded? Well, he's claimed he's going to give these Jivika Didis, as they are called, permanent jobs. He's promising them interest-free loan waivers, and is ensuring, he says, that they will be given the kind of benefits that he says the NDA cannot. The entire attempt at the moment seems to be who will win the crucial Mahila voter. The battle for the woman vote is our focus. On to the point. Take a look.
The battle for Bihar taking a fiery turn. With polls being just weeks away, RJD's Tejasvi Yadav has rolled out his headline-grabbing promise for Jivika Didis. Loan waivers, interest-free credit, permanent jobs for contract workers. A direct challenge to the NDA's earlier outreach via their own Jivika Didi scheme.
जीविका दीदियाँ जितनी हैं जो काम करती हैं, दिन रात मेहनत करती हैं, इस महंगाई में उनको कुछ नहीं मिलता, इसलिए उन जीविका दीदियों को हम लोग कार्य के लिए प्रति माह 2000 रुपया हम लोग जो है देने का काम करेंगे.
The BJP has launched a scathing attack in response, reminding Bihar that last time the Lalu clan had duped Biharis out of the land by promising railway jobs, mocking Tejasvi's claim to provide employment and safety to women.
आपने देखा जब तेजस्वी जी ने कहा था 10 लाख नौकरी देंगे, 20 लाख नौकरी देंगे, तो अंतर्निहित मनोभाव शायद जनता नहीं समझ पाई थी, अब समझ गई. उनका मनोभाव ये था 10 लाख में नौकरी देंगे. वो में शब्द छुपा ले गए थे. 20 लाख में नौकरी देंगे, और नहीं होगा 10-20 लाख तो जमीन ले लेंगे.
The NDA is not lagging behind either. For women under the Mukhyamantri Rozgar Yojana, Nitish Kumar has distributed 10,000 rupees in direct cash transfer to one woman in each household. They have also announced 35% reservation for women in all government jobs. The first 4 rows of seats in buses are going to be reserved for women. There's an honorarium hike for women health workers promised by the NDA. For Jivika Didis, there will be interest subsidy on loans of rupees 3 to 10 lakh. With politics, promises and power plays being in full swing, Bihar's voters are watching closely. With Rohit Singh in Patna, Bureau Report, India Today.
So why is there so much attention in this election to the Mahila voter? Who holds the cards when it comes to the woman voter of Bihar? What do the trends suggest, particularly from the last 3 elections held in Bihar from 2010 to 2020? My colleague Akshita Nandgopal now breaks it down for us, the Mahila voter. Over to you, Akshita.
Thanks very much, Rajdeep. Let's begin by taking a look at what really the vote percentage of women voters in Bihar has been in previous elections. This election, about 3.5 crore women voters will be casting their vote. But you take a look back and it's increased, which is great news, from 2010 to 2015 to 2020. That number has only gone up. In 2020, for example, the last election in Bihar, it was at 62.57. Compare that and contrast that to men voters in Bihar, which is about 54%. And you see why why there's so much focus and attention on the women vote. But let's go back also and take a look at which way women voted in the previous elections in Bihar. If we were to break it down for you between the Mahagathbandhan, NDA and others, it was close. In 2020, 38% of women chose the NDA, 37% chose the Mahagathbandhan, 25% chose the other parties also in the fray. So this, of course, is something that shows you that it was very close between each of these parties, that there wasn't a very clear mandate that came in from the women voters to any one side. But also let's talk about representation. You know, we're looking at a whole lot of promises that are coming in. What exactly is the representation for women, for the Mahila in the Bihar Assembly? So in 2010, it was about 14%, about 34 women MLAs were there in the Bihar Assembly. In 2015, that number unfortunately came down. I showed you an earlier graphic where you had the number of women voters going up, but almost in sharp contrast to that, here you've got a downward graph where every election that number comes down, unfortunately. So from 34 in 2010 to 2020, you had 23 women MLAs. That's it. 23 women MLAs, and that's something to seriously talk about. Let's also take a look at really what kind of representation has been given to women in different parties. If I were to look at really the number of women candidates, the highest would be with the RJD. In the 143 seats that they're contesting, 24 women candidates have been fielded. But if I were to break that down to a percentage based on how many seats they're contesting, then it's actually, in fact, the HAM, Manji's party, that's giving the maximum representation to women because of the 6 seats they're contesting. 2 are women candidates. At 33%, they're having the maximum representation. Again, a number that I'd say is seriously wanting here. We should be talking about greater representation of women. These parties, while trying to woo women voters, perhaps should also walk the talk. And what perhaps could help the most is actually having representation of the Mahila, which unfortunately you don't see in the form of women candidates or for that matter in the assembly. Let's also take a look at the promises that have been put forth. They're not walking the talk clearly, but they're going all out to woo women voters in Bihar. And both sides are guilty of doing that. Each of them putting forth their own schemes. You had the NDA announcing a scheme for rural women called Jivika Nidhi. And then you've got, as a response to that, the Mahagathbandhan to counter that particular scheme, announcing permanent jobs and saying that this is for Jivika Didi. So it's a direct, take on of that particular scheme. They've announced, the NDA said direct bank transfers to women groups. The Mahagathbandhan has said 30,000 rupees per month. This is a salary essentially as part of the Jivika Didi scheme that they have announced. 10,000 rupees dispersed to 75 lakh women via DBT. And this was considered, this was something, of course, that the NDA has spoken of and has done. The Mahagathbandhan has announced that they will ensure interest-free loans for 2 years. This is something that Tejasvi Yadav has announced clearly to counter the NDA. 105 crores out of 1,000 crores has already been released by the NDA in a big move to woo the Mahila. The Mahagathbandhan has announced, on the other hand, that if they are brought to power, they will ensure an insurance cover. Besides job, besides going ahead and ensuring a loan waiver, insurance cover of up to 5 lakh rupees is something the Mahagathbandhan has also promised. Pensions increased to 1.1k per month by the NDA in the run-up to the election. The Mahagathbandhan has announced that all contract workers will be made permanent. So these are, in fact, the promises that have been made by both sides for women. It's, of course, promises that are coming in for the election season. Women voters will be feeling extremely important. But I do wish, Rajdeep, that it lasts beyond the election season as well.
Well, we have many more women in the newsroom than it seems political parties have at the moment. And that's the good news when it comes to newsrooms, particularly television newsrooms compared to political parties. But appreciate you giving us those details, Akshita. What the good news is, we have an all-women's panel, and that makes it interesting. Shweta Priya, National Spokesperson, JDU. Kanchana Yadav, National Spokesperson of the RJD. Sujata Paul, National Spokesperson, Congress. Radhika Khera, National Spokesperson, BJP. Thank you, ladies, for joining us. Great to have you on the show. I want to turn to you, Sujata Paul, at the very outset. Today, suddenly, we have Tejasvi Yadav saying, I'm going to give 30,000 rupees a month to Jivika Didis. Now, at any conservative estimate, there are more than 1.2 crore Jivika Didis in Bihar who lead self-help groups. Nitish Kumar has nurtured them almost for 2 decades. Now you're promising them 30,000 rupees a month. Where will you get the money from? Is this simply an attempt to damage control because the Jivika Didi scheme of the NDA has already given 10,000 rupees one-time payment to women? So this is your counter to it. Is it too late? And where will the money come from?
Good evening, Rajdeep. Good evening to my co-panelists and to your audiences. Now, the fact of the matter is, this is a very good question as to where the money is going to come from. Where is the money coming from at the moment when 10,000 rupees are being transferred directly into women's accounts? The fact is that if there is a debt on Bihar government, there is a debt on the government of India as well, right? And we are leading the World Bank debt. So the fact is that we know exactly how we are going to empower our people and especially our women, because today it is the women who have been hit the most, not just by unemployment, price rise, but also the fact that their children, their daughters and their sons have no jobs. The Agniveer Yojana is something that people are opposing, and there was a group of youngsters who in 2023 marched from Champaran to Delhi. Why? Because they need their jobs. And today when we are talking about contract workers being made permanent, that clearly shows that we have a clear vision for the people. The government jobs have been destroyed by the BJP, and we are going to ensure that things become stable again for people. And the
you
last
don't
point
have
is,
enough, ma'am, but where are these jobs? How are you going to create these jobs in the first place, given the limitation that exists in any state government? When you say contract workers will be made permanent, where will you get, I repeat, 30,000 rupees per month to more than 1 crore women? That's a huge amount for a state like Bihar.
Don't forget,
You've not done the maths.
No, don't forget, Rajdeep, that when we released our manifesto for the Lok Sabha elections, we said that we are going to ensure that every private company also comes forward to make sure that our youngsters are made interns over there. But it is not we who came into power. It was the BJP, right? So what has the BJP done? They have implemented the same program, the same scheme. Why? Because we have a clear vision, and the BJP, which has been in power in the center for 11 years, don't know what they're doing. So as far as Bihar is concerned, we know exactly how we are going to provide jobs, how we are going to make things better for the people of Bihar. And of course, the CAG report has clearly showed that there has been a scam of 70,877 crore rupees, which has been eaten up by the BJP-JDU alliance. Where is this money gone? This money could have been used for the people of Bihar, and we are going to ensure that we give a government which gives governance to people and a better life to people.
You know, I again come, I'm not sure where the maths works out, but Radhika Kheda, you see, today Tejasvi Yadav said that what the BJP had done was, or the NDA had done was a straightforward bribe. Just before the elections, 10,000 rupees are given to more than 1 crore women, saying that this will be used to encourage entrepreneurship. No audit done as to where the money is going from. You do it before the festive season, you do it before elections. Prime Minister Modi used to call this revdi when the opposition did it a few years ago. Is this not a straightforward bribe, if not a revdi? That's the irony of it all. You claim you all stand for women, but you remember the woman only just before the elections.
Good evening to everyone, and happy Govardhan Puja, a day that celebrates faith that lifts mountains. And strength to you, Rajdeep. May your courage and recovery continue to inspire many to find light even in their darkest hours. Now, when we are talking about what we are going to do for women, we have the NDA Alliance, which has been working tirelessly for the past 11 years and over 18 years in Bihar. And we have the Mahathag Bandhan, the Lat Bandhan, where family feuds, ticket sales and ego clashes are the real manifesto. Let's begin tonight with the women of these family-run parties. We have Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, the only general secretary in the Congress party without a portfolio. Let's move on to RJD, where you have Meesa Bharti, who has given her life fighting tooth and nail for her father, yet she is not considered even for the chief minister post. Coming to Rohini Acharya, we've seen how she's been thrown out of the family. And how can we forget their own daughter-in-law, Aishwarya Rai, who was pulled by the hair and thrown out of the house? This is the reality of the women in these families. Now, coming back to the promises, freebies, cash handouts, breaking
You
the
have
bank.
given
Now,
the least number. No, 1 minute. You have given the least number of tickets, ma'am. Just a minute. You have given the least number of tickets of any major party in this Bihar election. Only 12%. So you can't take the moral high ground on representation in Bihar.
Of course.
Tell me how
No,
many
I'm not talking about
leaders,
representation.
how many women leaders has the BJP thrown up in Bihar? You've been in power for 20 years.
Absolutely, Rajdeep. I like your question. But we have not been pulling our own daughter-in-laws by their hair and throwing them out of the house. We have not been throwing our daughters out of the house. We've not been making Priyanka Vadra the General Secretary without a portfolio. And let's come to what we've done for the women of Bihar. Under Narendra Modi ji's government in the last 11 years, there has been real change for Bihar's women. Over 4 crore women have got access to LPG under the PM Ujjwala Yojana. Free from smoke of the kitchen. Jal Jeevan Mission has brought tap water to rural homes, not promises, but pipes. The PM Awas Yojana has ensured that a house is in a woman's name, land, dignity, and legacy. The National Rural Livelihoods Mission, the NRLM, has built self-help groups that aren't asking for handouts. They are building businesses. While these dynasties are promising free for all, NDA has been delivering freedom with vision. That is the real difference between a government that empowers women and dynasties that exploit them. Compare this to the opposition politics. You have 10,000 rupees that they're promising. One is selling tickets for crores. We are not driving women. We are building women to ensure that they are independent and they don't have to ask for handouts from their family. This is the real difference between a government that empowers women and an alliance that exploits them. Sabka Saath and Sabka Vikas is what we believe in. And we have lived up to that, not with fake promises and free cash and empty guarantees and economic bankruptcy. And I would like to ask,
let me just correct myself.
When she's talking about the money, we are not the party who had to eventually say that we are going to charge you for having toilets in Himachal Pradesh. That is what their parties have been reduced to with their fake promises. The man, Mr. Yadav, he has promised 2 crore government jobs, one government job in every household. Where is the maths coming from? Where is he going to get the money from? They are going to end up taxing people for having toilets in their houses. That's how their policy works.
Radhika Khera, I've listened to you patiently. Ma'am, I've listened to you patiently. Just a correction. The Congress has given 8.2% representation to women. The BJP 12.9%. Ironically, the RJD is given the highest among the major parties, which is 16.1%. The JDU is also at... Just a minute, ma'am. Let's turn to Kanchana Yadav, because Kanchana Yadav ji, the question... No, you cannot get, ma'am. You've already exceeded your time. Kanchana Yadav, the fact is...
Rajdeep ji, this is unfair.
That the RJD, your party, has made this announcement today. No, ma'am. You must please wait. This is not the program where you get a chance to cross-talk. I'm sorry. Kanchana Yadav ji, you tell me, where does this money come from? 30,000 rupees you are promising to all the Jivika Didis. Please tell me, how are you going to where is the money in the Bihar budget that you will be able to provide 30,000 rupees a month to more than 1 crore women? It's one thing to make promises. How are you actually going to translate that into reality? And permanent jobs to all the contracted government employees.
Oh, okay, Rajdeep ji. I will definitely come to that point. But I want to say something. Whether it's Bihar or any part of India, women voters have always been important and will remain so. And that's our stand. And in case of Bihar, women vote much more in number, as your correspondent says. Yes, because the men move to the other states for the job and other purposes, for the migration. But in what we have announced to bring the economic justice to the women of Bihar. To bring the economic justice, because what is the female labor force participation in Bihar is only 15.6% as per the Bihar economic survey data says. And every year 3,500 women dies because of the cervical cancer, and there is no such institutions or hospital or specialist doctor in the Bihar. 13,000 women dies because of the breast cancer every year in Bihar, and there is no such institution or the hospital. So there is some step we need to be taken, and we will take that step. हम पैसा कहाँ से आएगा हम उसको देख लेंगे, क्योंकि सेम सवाल हमसे 2020
But the truth is, ma'am, that for the last 20 years, just a minute, you're throwing numbers at me. Madam, you're throwing numbers at me. Truth is, over the last 20 years, Nitish Kumar has often cornered a large section of the Mahila vote, at least a disproportionate number. Way back in 2006, he had announced 50% reservation in Bihar in local self-government for women. That was seen by many as a game changer. Do you accept that the RJD is playing catch-up? Nitish Kumar was the first leader, पहले नेता थे जिन्होंने women वोट का पोटेंशियल बिहार में देखा. Others are playing catch up. Do you accept that?
No. This is not to please the women voter, that we are clarifying it. We are representing, we are moving towards the economic justice and political justice as well. You can see that we have announced the maximum, we have fielded maximum number of women candidates among the highest in all political parties. So हम political representation, हम economic representation की बात कर रहे हैं. But my question is that Rajdeep ji, in 2022-20 when we have announced that we will give the 10 lakh job to the youth of the Bihar, then same Nitish Kumar says पैसा कहाँ से लाएगा, जेल से लाएगा, क्या कहाँ से लाएगा. But we have 5 लाख नौकरियां हमने 17 महीने में दिया. हमने वो चीज प्रूव किया. बिहार को अभी क्या चाहिए? बिहार को चाहिए कि यूथ को एम्प्लॉयमेंट हो, विमेन्स को आगे लेकर आए, और उसके लिए पैसा कहाँ से आएगा? वी हैव एवरी प्लान. नोबडी वाज एक्सपेक्टेड कि हम जीविका दीदी के लिए इतना बिग अनाउंसमेंट करेंगे, हम हर घर सरकारी नौकरी की बात करेंगे. यह भी तो हर घर सरकारी नौकरी में इंक्लूड होगा. यह भी जीविका दीदी का नंबर बिहार में 1,41,00,000 है. अगर उनको गवर्नमेंट एम्प्लॉय का स्टेटस दिया जाएगा एंड सैलरी 30,000 पर मंथ, देन इट विल आल्सो इंक्लूडेड इन द वन गवर्नमेंट जॉब इन पर हाउस होल्ड. सो कहाँ से प्लान होगा, कहाँ से इसके लिए पैसा आएगा? हमारे पास हर चीज का स्कीम है, हर चीज का प्लान है. वी आर नॉट लाइक 2 करोड़ जॉब पर ईयर.
Okay, the fact is though, where will these 1.4 crore jobs come from is a question that will be legitimately asked, ma'am. I come to Shweta Priya, national spokesperson, JDU. Shweta Priya, as I said earlier, Nitish Kumar was among the first leaders, certainly possibly the first in Bihar to identify the women vote bank as a vote bank. But as we saw in 2020, the NDA and the Mahagathbandhan almost got an equal share of the women vote. 38% to NDA, 37% to Mahagathbandhan. Will you accept that now even Tejasvi Yadav is being successfully able to target the women vote? ये कोई नीतीश कुमार की कोई मोनोपोली नहीं रही है महिला वोटर पर, और कई महिलाएं कह रही है हमें तो 10,000 रुपए मिला है क्योंकि चुनाव आ रहे हैं. बिकॉज इलेक्शन दे आर गेटिंग. जनता भी जो है दे आर ऑल्सो बिकमिंग क्लेवर. वो जानती है कौन क्या कब कर रहा है.
यस मिस्टर राजदीप, इसमें एक चीज हम क्लियर यहाँ पे करना चाहते हैं. इन्होंने जितने जुमले अभी यहाँ पे दे दिए ना कि हम कैसे आएगा पैसा, हम कैसे करेंगे, हम पहले कंचना जी को बताना चाहते हैं. इन्होंने बोला है 1.41 लाख जितनी भी जीविका दीदी हैं उनको सरकारी नौकरी ये देंगी. आप बताइए बिहार का कैपेसिटी
1.44 crore जीविका दीदीज.
Yes. And she said that they are giving a government job to all the जीविका दीदीज, means 1.4 lakh crore. अब मेरा इनसे क्वेश्चन ये है कि पूरे बिहार में गवर्नमेंट जॉब कितने अवेलेबल हैं? 26 lakhs, जिसमें से 23 lakhs ऑलरेडी फिल्ड हैं. वो ये शो करता है कि हम कितने रिस्पॉन्सिबल हैं, सारे वैकेंसीज फुल हैं. और दूसरा, ये क्रेडिट लेने के लिए आगे आ गए. इन्होंने बोला 17 महीने में इन्होंने 3 लाख लोगों को, या 5 lakhs, आई थिंक शी कोटेड 5 लाख जॉब्स, सरकारी नौकरी इन्होंने दिया है. आप ये बताइए, डिप्यूटी सीएम कोई एक संवैधानिक पोस्ट है क्या? उनके पास पावर है? दूसरा, जब इनके पास 15 इयर्स टाइम था 1990 से 2005 तक, जब ये सोल कह लीजिए इनके पास पूरी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी थी, पूरी जिम्मेदारी इनकी थी, आप इनसे पूछिए कितने को इन्होंने दिया था जॉब, गवर्नमेंट जॉब? सिर्फ 94,000 लोगों को 15 साल में दिया था. और इनके गवर्नमेंट इनके जो सीएम, डिप्यूटी सीएम बने थे तेजस्वी जी, वो तो 2015 और 17 के आसपास की जो ये बात कर रही है. हमारे नीतीश जी 2005 में आए थे. 2005 से 15 तक 8 lakhs गवर्नमेंट जॉब दिए जा चुके थे. और 2020 में जो उन्होंने कमिटमेंट किया था 10 लाख गवर्नमेंट जॉब और 10 लाख रोजगार, तो उन्होंने 12 लाख गवर्नमेंट जॉब दिए सिर्फ 5 साल में, 2020 से 2025 तक के बीच में. और 10 लाख जो रोजगार की बात उन्होंने की थी, वहां पे 35 लाख जॉब दिया था. कुल मिला के हमारा कमिटमेंट 20 लाख का था और हमने 50 लाख जॉब दिए थे. अब इन्हें यही नहीं डिफरेंस पता है सरकारी नौकरी और रोजगार में क्या डिफरेंस होता है. ये बिना किसी ब्लूप्रिंट के चले आते हैं. हैं, बोलते हैं 2 करोड़ लोगों को हम जॉब, हर एक फैमिली से एक सदस्य को हम सरकारी जॉब दे देंगे। आप बताइए, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनली दैट इज नॉट पॉसिबल, दैट इज वायलेशन ऑफ आर्टिकल 14 एंड 16 ऑफ आवर कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन। ये कैसे देंगे? 14 इक्वालिटी की बात करता है, 16 इक्वल अपॉर्चुनिटी फॉर ऑल द सिटीजंस इन गवर्नमेंट जॉब, उसकी बात करता है। स्टेट गवर्नमेंट के पास ये पावर ही नहीं है। हम आपके चैनल के माध्यम से पूरे जनता को, पूरे बिहार की जनता को बोलेंगे, अब वो पढ़ी लिखी है, वो 90 का दशक नहीं रहा जिसमें उन लोगों को पढ़ने नहीं दिया जाता था, उनके लिए एक स्कूल्स नहीं होते थे, चरवाहा विद्यालय ये लोग खोलते थे। बताइए उसका ब्लूप्रिंट क्या था?
Shweta Priya, you are doubting, you are raising doubts. Okay, you are raising, okay, 1 minute, ma'am, 1 minute, your time is also up. I want to give equal time to all. Sujata Paul, you see the point of this exercise is the Mahila voter. All said and done, the good news is every political party is recognizing the woman voter. The question is, how do you actually nurture that voter to make her a participant in the election process? Out of the 61 seats you are contesting, so far only 8.8% of your candidates are women. The question is, without representation, there can be no real empowerment, many believe. Do you concede that you need to find something beyond just cash transfers? At the moment, the way to empower women that all political parties believe is cash transfer. Ladki Bahin, Ladli Behna, all done before the election. You're going to have to give women something more substantive.
You're absolutely correct. As far as women representation is concerned, you might question us. But when we are contesting this election, we are going in as an alliance. So if you look at the Mahagathbandhan, there are women candidates who are there from all parties. And of course, like my colleague from the RJD has already mentioned, that they have pitted many women. So overall, if you look at it, I don't think there is too much of a difference between the NDA and our alliance, the Mahagathbandhan, but we are, I think, a little ahead of them. However, having said that, when we talk about women empowerment, it is definitely, it'll come from representation in the assembly. But in addition to that, what are the issues that women are facing in Bihar? That is very important. And the fact that there is a whole lot of poverty in Bihar, but women are not being empowered when you transfer 10,000 rupees into their account just before elections. And in fact, the election commission, postpones its announcement. Really, even though it doesn't say it, but it does postpone it in a way to allow this transfer.
But Nitish Kumar, ma'am, Nitish Kumar, ma'am, Sujata ji, Nitish Kumar, 1 minute. Nitish Kumar could turn around and say, look, I was the one who satisfied a long-standing demand among women voters for prohibition. Now, I want clarity. The fact is, Nitish Kumar is very clear. Prohibition has helped women in a sense, given them some kind of autonomy or some kind of agency. Do you agree or not that prohibition has been a positive for Bihar? Because there are others like Prashant Kishore who say prohibition has been terrible for Bihar. Where does the Congress stand on prohibition in Bihar?
I really cannot speak for what is happening today with the opposition alliance, our opposition alliance, because they really don't know what is happening. And I do want to bring to the fore the fact that when JDU was with us at that point of time, there were jobs promised and those jobs were being given. Of course, Mr. Palturam had to palto, so that is why there was a stop. Do you also remember that the caste survey was done at that particular time? So as far as he is concerned, if he thinks that he's done a lot for women, maybe he started by doing it. But then he was not with the BJP at that time, and today he has to follow the BJP also, because this is a government which is controlled by the center, and we know that. But what I'm saying is, has Mr. Nitish Kumar done anything about the mortality rate amongst women, amongst children, giving jobs to the children of these very women that they are trying to appease at this moment by this one-time direct benefit transfer? No, women need to be empowered by giving them jobs which will sustain their families over a period of time, and that is why the announcements being made by the Mahagathbandhan serves only to further the ilk of women, further the empowerment of women. So I don't think
your time is up, ma'am. Your time is up. Sujata Paul, your time is also up. Radhika Khera, Nitish Kumar, it seems, is the leader whom, over the years, is the one who has consciously cultivated this woman vote in Bihar. The BJP, on the other hand, when I look at your Bihar strategy, do you also believe that when it comes to the Mahila voter, Nitish is the one who's the face that you will take to the women of Bihar?
4 crore Ujjwala beneficiaries, 3 crore women homeowners, 10 crore women in self-help groups, and 5 lakh free health cover for every mother. This is what women empowerment looks like. And we are not the opposition that remembers women only when elections come. And you said it for yourself. The entire thing of banning alcohol has actually brought in happiness in women, where they saw their families being destroyed because of the alcohol that was available in Bihar. And which is why for 18 years, Mr. Nitish Kumar ji has been elected and re-elected again and again. And I was listening to the Congress spokesperson here. She was gloating about the caste survey. Well, madam forgets that Mr. Rahul Gandhi, the supremo leader, has himself said that the caste survey, that was the entire caste survey that was held in Bihar, was a farce. He does not believe in it. He said it bilkul bekar tha. Iska koi astitva nahi tha. And today she's gloating about the same caste survey. Be on one line, whether you are with the caste survey or you're not. Your leader cannot discredit it, and you can come here and gloat about it. Having said that, there is a very big difference between dynastic charity and democratic change. Yes, you may parade that you have more women candidates, but BJP is making sure that those women of Bihar are empowered. They do not have to go ghar ghar and depend on their husbands for money. We are talking about empowering women. And it's fine, Rajdeep, you can give as many tickets you want to women, but then when you remain silent when women in your own party are molested or complain about being harassed by men, and the entire Congress goes silent on that. There have been examples from Priyanka Chaturvedi to Ankita Datta to so many. You may be giving tickets to as many women as you want, but what do you do about no, sir, let me complete. You have given me the least amount of time. All the other spokespersons in the first round got over 3 minutes, and I got 2. You can check with your own team over there. I have checked and cross-checked. So please, if you are talking about women empowerment in India,
Radhika Khera,
give us equal time on the channel. And I deserve it and I also believe.
Radhika Khera, you've got. Sorry, Radhika Khera, you are welcome. You are welcome to check the time you got.
I did, sir. You can check it too. From 7:18 to 7:21, Mr. Sujata Paul.
Radhika Khera, if you spend more time.
So you're anyway not
thank you very much. Radhika Khera, this is not some debate where you are going to. Sorry. Yeah, thank you very much, Radhika Khera. The fact is that if panelists stuck to their time, each one would get equal time. Shouting over each other and trying to say, I got 30 seconds less, 30 seconds more, doesn't really add to the viewer interest or indeed the viewer's knowledge. But I appreciate my panelists joining us. What is clear is the woman voter will hold the key, many believe, to who wins Bihar in 2025. Let's take a break. On the other side, just a bit more. You're watching To The Point.
Motorola Edge 60 Pro, the true flagship killer.
Bliss. It dances on your skin like first rain. Experience bliss in all its forms with Hindwear. Hindwear, designed for bliss.
Hello, Moto. Do the Moto Moto.
Motorola Edge 60 Pro, the true flagship killer. Motorola Edge 60 Pro, the true flagship killer.
Hi, here are the top headlines. Presented by Motorola. Ashok Gehlot meets Lalu Tejasvi, assures India bloc fully united. Neeraj Chopra conferred honorary Lieutenant Colonel rank by Rajnath Singh. BCCI set to raise trophy row with Mohsin Naqvi at ICC meet next month.
Motorola Edge 60 Pro, the true flagship killer.
Hello, Moto. Do the moto moto.
Motorola Edge 60 Pro, the true flagship killer.
Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, welcome Ian Bremmer, Professor John Mearsheimer, Mr. Piyush Goyal, Vikrant Messi is our guest, Tejasvi Yadav, Mr. D.K. Shiv Kumar, Mr. Salve, really appreciate your time.
Biggest newsmakers with Maria Shakil, only on India Today.
Well, welcome back. Let's turn to our To The Point news feature for the day. Remember, Bihar is the land of the migrant. Lakhs of workers from Bihar travel across the country but return to Bihar not just for voting but also for Chhath Puja. And this time Chhath Puja is just before the elections. The migrant factor and the Chhath Puja factor in this Bihar election. Take a look at this special report.
They are going home to celebrate and to vote. They are migrant Biharis and most of them are daily wage laborers. So unlike a planned trip, their return home from a different state means waiting at overcrowded stations. Jostling to get into a train and then somehow manage to return home to their loved ones. Most of them will stay back to participate in the two-phase dance of democracy in Bihar.
3,045 रुपए टिकट का है, 3 से इधर लाइन में खड़े हुए हैं, अभी तक मेरा लाइन क्लियर भी नहीं हो रहा है।
बहुत तकलीफ हो रहा है सर, सुबह 7 बजे से लगे हैं अभी तक। अब कब तक लाइन लगेगा उसका भी कोई गारंटी नहीं है।
कहाँ जा रहे हैं?
बिहार।
कब से लाइन में लगे?
रात से लगे।
रात से? अभी नंबर नहीं आया?
नहीं आया।
यहाँ आके बैठे हुए हैं, झक मार रहे हैं। अब तो कोई उपाय नहीं है। हम आए थे ये पूजा में घूमने के लिए, अभी छठ पूजा हो रहा है तो हम बिहार जा रहे हैं, दरभंगा जिला।
Bihar accounts for about 7% of India's total interstate migrants, with employment being the leading driver. Unemployment, poverty and underdevelopment have been poll planks for decades now. This election too has seen both the ruling and the opposition alliances promise jobs and development.
सिस्टम प्लेटफॉर्म पे होता तो और बेहतर होता, क्योंकि पब्लिक जो है यहाँ से कितना भी कुछ करेंगे ना हम, भगदड़ में पब्लिक आगे पीछे होगी। जो सुबह में आया है वो पीछे रह जाएगी, जो पहले शाम को आया वो आगे जाएगी।
इतनी तकलीफ है सरकार की, हमारी मतलब यही जो है व्यवस्था है कि हम लोग को यहाँ बैठना पड़ रहा है। इतना तो सुबह में कम से कम हम यहाँ शाम को आए हैं 6 बजे से 6 बजे, तो भी वहाँ पे है, वो लाइट जल रही है ना, वहाँ पे है। हाँ, और रात भर रहेंगे, इसके बाद तब जाके सुबह जाएंगे। हम जाएंगे यूपी।
The Chhath celebrations will start from Saturday. Biharis returning home this festive season pray that their voices are heard and promises are kept for once. Bureau Report, India Today.
And just as we end the show, we're getting a piece of breaking news. Akasa Air has admitted that on the 20th of October, in a flight that was going from Delhi to Bengaluru, a passenger had attempted to physically assault the crew and had to be restrained. Ruckus on a Bengaluru-Delhi Akasa Air flight. And what we are getting to understand is there was a ruckus on the flight. A video has now gone viral. The Akasa Air has said that all the norms were followed to ensure that none of the passengers were harmed. What was the nature of the ruckus is still unclear. But that's the video that's now come out of what happened on the 20th of October on a flight between Bengaluru and Delhi of Akasa Air. A passenger creating a ruckus and turning physical and attempting to assault, including crew members. We are trying to get more details on that, but that's the video which has come out just a short while ago, giving a sense of what was happening on the flight. Clearly unacceptable behavior coming out of the passenger, but we need to know more details on the context of it. Amit Bhardwaj, who tracks civil aviation, joins us. Amit Bhardwaj, can you fill us in with more details on this incident?
Rajdeep, this is Akasa Air incident that happened on 20th of October, clearly the day of Diwali, when many of the people were trying to reach their respective home destinations. And this is Bengaluru Delhi flight QP 1599, on which this passenger created ruckus on the craft, after which the crew intervened, and in the video we can see the aggressive behavior of this particular passenger, after which the crew had to physically restrain this particular passenger who was carrying out unruly behavior. Now, confirmation has also come from Akasa Air in this regard. They have said that there was unruly behavior reported by a passenger on QP 1599 flight, that is Bengaluru Delhi flight. The crew had to follow the set protocols in order to ensure safety and comfort of the other passengers. And they have said that they had done everything on their part to ensure, the safety of each of the passengers who were on board. So what we are given to understand, possibly the SOP in regards to any such unruly behavior on the craft was also followed by Akasa Air, which means upon landing, the authorities must have been also informed about this particular instance. Back to you, Rajdeep.
Amit Bhardwaj giving us those details. We'll wait and see what the nature of the inquiry is. That's the news I want to leave you with. You're watching To The Point. Up next is Gaurav Sawant with India First. Thanks for watching. Stay well, stay safe. I'll be back at 9 p.m.
Motorola Edge 60 Pro, the true flagship killer.
Hello, Moto. Do the Moto Moto.
Motorola Edge 60 Pro, the true flagship killer.
Drafted in by the Congress to try and resolve issues with Lalu Prasad, and Gehlot has tweeted a picture of meeting AICC Bihar leader, Bihar in charge Krishna Allavaru, and Lalu Prasad Yadav and Tejasvi Yadav claiming a successful meeting has been held and they will address the press tomorrow to clarify everything. A dozen seats at the moment are still tangled where you could witness friendly fights, as they are being called, within the opposition Mahagathbandhan. So Ashok Gehlot now has been sent to contain the damage in the Mahagathbandhan, meeting both Lalu Prasad and Tejasvi Yadav. Okay, now while Gehlot is tweeting that the talks have been successful, we're also getting breaking news on the other side, because Chirag Paswan, the Lok Janshakti Party leader and union minister from Bihar, has now targeted the Mahagathbandhan, claiming that when they should be out campaigning,